So I am trying to discuss this calmly. I'm not getting into why I'm not going to whatever court date. I'm not showing up, and I'm not speaking to my biological family with them still showing up unannounced. When I'm by myself and if I'm with people who are over, it's a proven fact that they try to walk in, fight over my dad dying and with where he worked at, with the hotels that were considered luxury. And I'm trying to get into a little bit about what I've been watching online. I might have thought it was a little funny at the time with what these influencers do, and yes, I have to say it, including the Nelk Boys. It's not funny when they go up, meaning these pranksters, to people minding their business. And it doesn't matter if you're a high profile person or just a normal person minding their own business, moving on with their lives. You cannot walk up to people, insult them, and expect not to get hit by someone like Nelk. And yes, all of them do it in this stupid prank videos. And even if someone is not working and is with their families, it's not right to do, and they deserve to get hit. And Kyle from Nelk needs to be in jail, which he has been before. He puts himself in near-death situations. And yes, there are kids who are in school in my neighborhood, and it's nobody's fault that I would get recognized with being on Nelk. And if Kyle and all of them in that group doesn't go to rehab, he will end up in jail for a long time. And I'm not risking my life if I were driving, which I don't want to, just to go to a job. And there are wrecks that still happen. And I'm not saying nobody knows how to drive, but there are accidents. And I'm just tired of being stopped when I live in St. Louis. And no, I don't like the Cardinals because they don't spend money and win. And they haven't won since 2011. And you're a crazy person for stopping me, saying I can't wear a Dodgers hat when I like them and they're my favorite team because of Jackie Robinson. And I'll just call the officer from my childhood because it's harassment. And I'm not going downtown here. It's not safe. Yes, Nelly has been arrested. I mentioned it in the last video, just he's responsible for his group. I'm not threatening anyone. If I run into them that I know from my past and people I was friends with from my school, it's been this many years. Also, we don't have time to talk and hang out every day with work. And I'm not going to be rude to any of them unless they keep talking about the channel I was on. And it's true that all of the Nelk boys deserve to get hit by someone when them and other pranksters mess with people, and it's not polite, and they may have to be going to work or get ready or take their kids to school. And I'm not drinking alcohol anymore at all. And I've just been dealing with a lot. Not everybody where I've been walking to has been stopping me. And I'm just going to report them for being crazy, for saying things like I can't wear my Dodgers hat when They just like the Cardinals that they're from here, and yes, they won before, back in times like the 70s, but they're not good at all right now. They didn't even make the playoffs last year, and I'm not getting into all that. And it's true what I say about Nelk. He, meaning Kyle, needs rehab, or he will end up not looking too good. And I can't say everything on camera. And if you want to talk to me, if you know me from being in their videos or just back from where I went to school with, I'll be polite. I just may not remember you, and I just have to get back to where I live. And yes, I was sick over the holidays from other people who don't take care of their hygiene, and it can cause you to get sick, and you have to consistently keep clean and have a clean house. There were ambulances here a few weeks ago, and they weren't for me. There was a fire where I lived, and it was around 3 a.m. I'm not saying people who are of age can't drink alcohol and smoke. It's their choice, but it can lead to bad choices. And yes, I smell it around here, and I'm not calling anyone out who chooses to do that, but I go walk to places around here. Yes, I use the traffic signals. You could get hit if you don't by a car, obviously. And it's true what I say about these pranksters. I'm not getting into all of it. I'm not going to ever work for any of them with what happens with them. It's not right at all for someone to feel like they're better than others because they have a lot of money. And I'm not saying nobody has any, but Kyle from Nelk acts like he's better because he has it, and he's only allowed to get out of jail because he bails himself out. And I'm not seeing him anymore until he gets help. And yes, he was nice to me when we first met, meaning Kyle Forjard. It's just not safe to be with that group, and it's nobody's fault. But it is my biological family's about me getting recognized. And yes, Kyle from Nelk is stupid for meeting the president, and I'm never leaving with them. And none of my family are allowed to message you on social media, and I'm not saying to delete yours, but if they've spied on people I've talked to, and I know they do, and they lie and don't reply to them, you could look up my last name. It's my choice who I like, meaning other sports teams. I'm not from there, so we have the right to like them. I'm not getting into any more about my dad, and I'm not answering the door to my biological family. I called the abuse hotline. She showed up unannounced. And yes, I have been sleeping enough, been drinking water, been eating. Everything is supposed to be ordered online and I'm not getting into all that. And I am just trying to think of what else I have to say. It's not safe to go downtown here either. There's too much crime. And I'm not going to bars anymore at all anymore. And it's not just because of being recognized. And I'm just trying to think of something I have to say before I go. He, meaning Kyle, deserves to be in jail if he doesn't choose to go to rehab. I'm not getting into about going to court, I'm not showing up, and it's my business, and it's true that there were ambulances, and my biological family will spy on all you to try to find out who you are. Do not message them. They're not professional. They're just mad because when all my family, which I call biological, all of them get divorced and are just mad that the men break up with them and none of them are fit. If you would like to talk and possibly come over, I just have to get to what I need to do eventually, and I don't have time anymore to see everybody. It's been this many years since I graduated high school, like I said. I'm still friends with some of them, and our parents from back then act like, even if I didn't know you at first, can still hang out all the time when we don't have as much time, and they're dumb for thinking that. Just be careful of what you post on social media, and it's true about those pranksters deserving to get hit when people are minding their own business, and I don't get why I'm being stopped, and I haven't lately, by police, but it was because my horrible brother who went to law school, he tries to scare people instead of helping them who drink alcohol and smoke, being a lawyer, and he's not fit at all, meaning stable. What I'm saying is all true, and I have to go, and you're insane for saying why I'm wearing a Dodgers hat when I live here, and I'll stop saying it, and I'll just call the officer, and I'm minding my own business, and you're very rude for doing that. And those people, everybody who works those any job, they hide it because I could get them fired. Like, they say I have to tell people what I say, and that's not professional, and they deserve to be fired when they say that, meaning places I used to work at, and it's not safe how our country is, meaning America right now at all. I'm tired of all this, and it's disturbing, and everything about Nelk is true, and no, I don't work for them. I'm just associated with them, and I regret it. If you run into me, like I said, I'll talk to you for a little bit, but I'll have to get back to where I live eventually, obviously, and it's not safe going up to people at all, even if you aren't one of those pranksters, and insult them. You will get in trouble for doing that, and I have to go, and I'm signing off.